Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather and today we're starting a reading vlog where I read romances that are strictly by Black authors, because if you don't know, February is Black History Month and I'm going to try to read as many Black authors romances as I can in February. But the twist is we're going to use some tarot cards to figure out which theme or genre, like the subgenre of the romances that I'm going to read. This will be the second time that I've done this. I don't know how many books we're going to read in here because romance is like my thing and I can fly through some romances, and I want to read as many romances as I can in this book by Black authors. So we are going to pick, I think I'm going to do one tarot card for right now and then just shuffle them up right quick. Show you that I'm shuffling them up. Pick the first one off the top, think about it a little bit because I already have a stack of books that are underneath me right now. I'll show you the stack, hold on. I already have all these books picked out and I have some more on my bookshelves too. These are just the ones that I picked out in a couple minutes, but these are the ones that I need to get to, and I am very excited about this book, or about this vlog, obviously. But yeah, so these are the books that I've already picked out from my bookshelves that I need to get to, and we're going to just pick a tarot card. I'll pick the tarot card and I will pick a book, and then I'll let you know which book we're going to read first. So I think I'm going to do this make this reading vlog like the entirety of February. I haven't decided yet. If you don't know, I am officially 9 months pregnant. I am 36 weeks as of yesterday, and we don't know when the babe's gonna come, because the babe is just gonna come when he wants to come. So we'll try to read as many books as we can before he gets here. We're due at the end of February, and yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. I hope you enjoyed this video. So we'll go ahead and pick the first tarot card off the top. Ooh, it's a football romance. I think I have a football romance right here. It's not even in my stack. Is this about football? It sure is. So, first book we're going to read is Intercepted by Alexa Martin. This is a book that I have had on my bookshelf for a really long time, and it's embarrassing that I haven't gotten to it yet, but we're going to read this book first. So, yay! Football romance goes with Intercepted. Okay, we're going to read it, and I will let you know how I feel about this 50% into this book. And let's get started. I ended up finishing Intercepted and I'm giving it 4 stars. I really enjoyed this book. I thought that the author did a very good job, especially with her knowledge of being an NFL wife, because her husband was actually in the NFL as well. So you can really tell that she wove in a lot of her own knowledge about behind the scenes about being an NFL player's wife. I really appreciated that. The only thing that got on my nerves in this book, like from the very beginning, were all the hashtags, because Marley uses hashtags for like everything in her life. That got on my nerves. It ended up just skipping over them, but it was just very repetitive the entire time. Another thing that kind of got on my nerves too was the women in this book were just extremely catty the entire time, except Naomi, who was Marley's best friend, and then Marley's boss. What was her name? Bree, I believe. She was really good too. But those were the things that kind of got on my nerves a little bit. Also, the miscommunication at the very end between Gavin and Marley. They could have done a lot better job. They communicated a lot throughout this whole entire book, and then at the very end, their communication just kind of went out the window. It just went boop. And Gavin did something really stupid, but he did redeem himself at the end, and he really respected Marley in a lot of ways. But what he did at the very end, I was like, dude, like, you were doing so good, and then you did something stupid like that. What's wrong with you? But, it's a HEA. They ended up together at the end, and I believe that the thing that happened at the end did really bring them closer together in a more emotional way rather than physical, because their relationship was very physical for a while. But when he did that stupid thing, it really made Marley, like, come to realization that she needed to be in a relationship, not because of Gavin, but because she wanted to, well, not because of being in a relationship with Gavin, but because she wanted, not because she had to be in a relationship with Gavin to be happy, because she wanted to be in it with him. She needed to love herself because she had never been single before. Her and Chris had been together for 10 years, and then she was only 27, so they had been together since she was 17 years old, and then he was a horrible human. So, but yeah, there was catty women in here, drama, football, a lot of steam, and I liked Marley. I thought she was a good character. I think me and her could be friends. So there's that, and I really like Naomi too. But yeah, 4 stars, not horrible. I'm gonna continue with this series, but now it's moving on to our next tarot card. So let me shuffle it up. We already did the football. Here's my football card right here. I ended up taking a picture and posting it on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you need to follow me on Instagram because you get to pick what I read a lot of the times. So, boop, 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 boop. Okay, so I shuffled them. I'm gonna shuffle them again. Let's see what this first card is. I don't know, I can't read it. Ooh, a nanny romance. Do I have a nanny romance? Let me scour my bookshelves and see. Okay, I did not have a physical book on my bookshelf because I just spent like 15 minutes looking for one with nanny romance. But I did end up having one on my Kindle, and it's Rafe by Rebecca Witherspoon. And it's a book that I have had on my radar for a really long time, and I don't know why I've been putting it off. I really need to go through my Kindle to see what all the books that I have because going through it, I was like, good Lord, there's like 86 books on there that I haven't read. So we're gonna read Rafe for this. I'm really excited. It is about a doctor who is needing a nanny, and this big ginger buff dude comes in, nannies her kids for her, and then they end up falling in love, and I'm really excited about it. I've heard that it's very fluffy, heard that it's very sweet, and I've heard that it's a little bit of a slow burn, but it is completely worth it in the end. So heard nothing but fabulous things about this. So we're gonna read Rafe next for our nanny romance. So excited. I'll let you know when I am 50% in, or if something happens and I just have to tell you about it, have to talk to you about it. But yeah, we're gonna reread Rafe by Rebecca Witherspoon. Just washed my hair, but I wanted to fill you in and let you know that I am 50% into Rafe, and I am really, really enjoying it. I absolutely love that they have the communication that they do. Like, I know I say this all the time, but open communication is my favorite thing in a romance. And the fact that Rafe just like completely told Salome that he was attracted to her, and like, yeah, but it wasn't going to get in his way of taking care of her kids because he's the nanny, you know? I was just like, hats off to you. I love that aspect. I also really like all the side characters in here too. Sloane has a really good friend group. Why did I just go blurry? And we're back. No, we're not. Okay. That was so weird. But Sloane has a really good friend group. Is it Zinni? Her best friend. She is a hoot, and I know that she has her own book, and I'm going to be reading that book, obviously. I really think that this book, or that Rafe, is going to be a 5-star read for me, if not like a 4.5. Because the way that it's going and the pace that it's going at and stuff, even though they did say that they're like super attracted to each other very quickly, it feels real. Like, it feels really real. Salome just went through a divorce, and she's only been with one guy, and that was her ex-husband. And then Rafe comes in, and he's like this big dude, ginger, cinnamon roll character, even though he's like super buff, rides a motorcycle and stuff like that. And Salome is just like, she's a surgeon. She's very intelligent. She's kind of awkward, which I love. I love awkward characters. and they just complement each other so well. He is great with her kids too. Her kids are funny. She has twin girls that are 6 years old, and he's just really good with them, and it's so sweet. Oh my god, I love it. I'm loving it so much. I'm flying through it, and I really hope that it continues to go the way that it is, because it's one of those books that I'm like, I want to kick myself in the butt for not reading it sooner than I have started it, but I'm so glad that I was able to get to this book. And yeah, just wanted to fill you in and let you know that I'm absolutely loving it. 50% in. The goal is to finish it tonight, and then I will share my final thoughts with you once that happens, or if something else just like pops up that I really want to talk about, then I'll fill you in. But yeah, and baby could be here at any time, so who knows? Who knows? I don't know. Good morning. So I wanted to fill you in and let you know that I ended up finishing Rape last night, and I gave it 5 stars. I absolutely love this book. This book was really sweet. This book was full of just like all the good feels that you can feel. There were a few scenes in here with Salone's ex that were kind of just like, but they felt real because they weren't over dramatic. They weren't just far-fetched. It actually happens with divorces, like divorced couples, and I felt like it went well with the story. I also thought that Rafe's relationship with the girls were super cute. It was super cute. He was very loving. He was very fair, and he just took them in like as his own from the very beginning, and he didn't try to get in the way of becoming their new dad, or, you know, just trying to just come in and take over everything. He let Salone, which obviously he should have, he let Salone be the parent, and he was just there to help out. And it was just so freaking sweet. I really enjoyed this, even though it was kind of, it wasn't insta love, it was more of insta attraction. They both haven't been with somebody in a long time, and they were both attracted to each other. We told each other straight up that they were attracted to each other, and it worked out in the end. And I'm really glad that I finally read it, and I can't wait to read Zinni's book too, because she seems like she is a firecracker, and I am so excited to read that. But Sloane had a really good friend group. Rafe had a really good family, and it was just all the love in the world, and I absolutely enjoyed it. So 5 stars for that. And now it's time to pick our next tarot card. We've read a football romance, we've read a nanny romance so far, so let's see what we got next in our tarot card genre deck. I wish I was actually really good at like shuffling cards, because I'm not. I keep dropping them. Sorry if I'm bouncing up and down. I'm sitting on a pregnancy ball at the moment because there's still a baby in my tummy, and I am officially 38 weeks in 1 day, so we shall see whenever the baby comes. Who knows? I haven't been filming much of me like nesting or anything like that, just because I've been so tired, and I'm just, yeah, it's at that point. I'm just tired all the time. Right, so what's this? Enemies to lovers. Okay, I'll be back. So I picked Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute by Talia Hibbert. I believe that this is more leaning towards the hate to love, but I'm going to choose it as enemies to lovers because they used to be best friends and they're being forced to work together now. And I've heard that they have really good banter. I've heard that they kind of like go at each other pretty good. This is a YA book, and they are having to go on this trip for school where it's like a survival course out in the middle of the wilderness, you know. And I've heard that it's just really freaking cute, and I've been wanting to read it for a while. So if I cheat in this part of the video, I cheat because I can. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this. This was on my most anticipated for 2023, and I just didn't have time to get to it last year. So we're gonna read this by Talia Hibbert, and I'll let you know when something happens, when I'm 50% into the book. It does have some multimedia in here, like all of Talia Hibbert's books do, where they like text and all that kind of stuff. So super excited about it, and it should be a pretty quick read. But I'll let you know how it goes when I get to where I get. Here to update you on this book right here. I'm 50% into this book. It's really, really cute so far. I'm really enjoying Bradley and Celine's banter in this book. They just go back and forth really well. They were friends before, but something happened to where they stopped being friends once they got into high school, and Bradley became like the popular, good-looking, everyone wants to be friends with him type person. And then Celine is very quirky. She's eccentric. She doesn't care what people think about her, and she didn't want to go down that path of being somebody that she wasn't. So that's like sort of one of the reasons why Bradley and her stopped being friends, but there's some like deeper underlining for that. But in this book, they both go get into this program where they have the opportunity to win this contest, and they have the opportunity to get a full ride scholarship to anywhere they want to go for college. Celine wants to be a lawyer. Bradley knows that he should go to law school, but he really doesn't want to go to law school. But him and Celine have this weird fascination with each other about being super competitive. So that's one of the reasons why Bradley decides that he wants to go into this wilderness program as well. They're there, they're having to survive in the wild, obviously not like so much because they do sleep in cabins and stuff like that, but they're having to learn survival skills, and they are being graded on their performances. So that is this book so far. They're very, very cute. Like I said, I'm really enjoying the overall structure. We have some text messages in here. We had a few there's conversations in here. It's separated also by the months because this program is months long. They go for one weekend and then they go back, and the first weekend is to make sure that they can actually handle what's going on. And if they can survive the first week, the second week it gets more intense. So we have not gotten to the second week of the program yet, but it is a true enemies to lovers. This will focus. Is a true enemies to lovers book. I was right. And they're still trying to figure each other out, and Celine is still a little skeptical of Bradley because of how he just kind of dropped her when they first got into high school. But funny story. So as you know, I was pregnant, right? And I was reading this book not realizing that I was in full-blown labor. So baby is here. Baby has been here for a week. He's a week old now, but I just thought that it would be a funny thing to mention that I was in full-blown labor while reading this book, and this book helped me through contractions. Thank you, Talia Hibbert. Appreciate you. But yeah, 50% into this book. Hopefully I'm going to finish it up today or tomorrow. I'm not reading as fast as I was for obvious reasons because, you know, babe is priority. But when I finish this, I'll let you know, and then we'll pick another card. We're on another little family walk. This is our second one. Feeling a lot better on this walk than I did the first one. We didn't last very long on the first one. Here's Charles and Daddy. There's Lila being a turd. There's me and the babes. He's sleeping right now. But yep, so we're just on a little family walk. Here's Charles riding his bike. Go, Charles, go! Good job, Charles. Hey, buddy. Yay! Yay! This little blue backpack. It's so cute. And we're off again. Hello. So, I finally finished Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute, and I ended up giving it a 4-star. I thought that it was a really cute book. I really liked Celine and I liked Bradley individually, and I also liked them together. They had really good banter, and you could tell, like, they did have a past, even though they weren't, you know, friends at the very beginning and stuff, and they were enemies and everything. You could tell that they really knew each other, and they really cared for each other, even though they didn't talk anymore. But when they go on this wilderness adventure for a potential scholarship, they become friends again, and you see them slowly grow into something more. And I thought that it was just a really cute book. It did take me a little bit to get into at the very beginning, but overall I think that it was a very good depiction of what teenagers go through. Bradley has OCD, Celine has some abandonment issues, and they really do work together to get through those, and they help each other through their problems and through issues that they have, and they just have really good communication as well. Even though there are spats in here where they could have communicated more, it's realistic because they are teenagers. They're only like 17, 18 years old. So it was very realistic to me, and I just really enjoyed this book. I thought that it was really cute. So Talia Hibbert has done it again, and she made me feel things for these characters. She made me laugh. She made me tear up a little bit, and that's what I want out of my romance, especially like YA romances. So we're gonna pick another card, even though today is the 27th of February. I haven't been reading as much as I wanted to. Sorry, I keep playing with my hair, but it's getting on my nerves. I haven't really been reading as much as I wanted to because, you know, newborn and everything. So we're gonna shuffle these cards, see which one we get for our last book. Probably gonna have to cheat a little bit, you know, since it is the 28th of February, because I wanted to read at least 4 books for this vlog. So what do we got here? We have a motorcycle romance. Let's see what I have. I don't know if I have a motorcycle romance, but I think I have some stuff on my Kindle. But let's see what we have in my room. So I was correct. I did not have any motorcycle romances like in my possession on my bookshelf, but I did have one on my Kindle, and it's called The Taming of LaRue by L. Lauren. And this is about a guy who met LaRue Simmons, and supposedly she's a very feisty woman, and he is trying to tame her after she comes to him with an issue that she needs solving. So we're gonna read that, and it is about 250 pages, so hopefully it won't take me that long to get through, because it seems like it's gonna be a very fast read, and if I like it, it's a part of a series. So we're gonna read that. So the Taming of LaRue, and it is a black woman, white male romance, and it's supposed to be erotic. So we shall see how it's going to be for this motorcycle romance, and I'll fill you in when I'm 50% in. Here to fill you in on this video and let you know I'm 50% into The Taming of LaRue. And what can I say about this book? I don't like the dialogue in it. The writing is a little, it's not great, but it's not horrible to where I'm not gonna continue on with the book. But the dialogue in here is kind of, it's something else. I'll say that. And it is just kind of cringe in a way, the way that they're talking to one another. And Mouse, or LaRue, her club name is Church Mouse, but they call her Mouse. I believe that she's in her 30s, like late 20s, early 30s, but she acts a lot more like a teenager than anything by her moods that she has. She's supposed to be like this badass female character, and she has to act all hard because, you know, she's part of a motorcycle club and everything, and she can't show any weakness. But she also flies off the handle really quickly, and she gets angry a lot of the times. And Church Mouse is like her alter ego. So when she puts away LaRue, because LaRue is like this sweet, caring character, but when Church Mouse comes out, she's very violent, and she's already slapped people. She has beat this one chick over the head with a frying pan. And yeah, so that's just like the kind of thing that's going on here. And then Ace is the love interest. He's the president of the motorcycle club, and he has had a thing for LaRue for a really long time. And the way he speaks to her around people, like around the club members, I don't like at all, but in private, he's really sweet to her. He's really caring and everything like that. So they have these personas, and I don't really like them all that much when they have their personas going on. I like them when they are not around people, because when they are around people, they don't treat each other very well. And I'm not a fan of that in my romances. It's off-putting, and Ace speaks to her like trash when people are around. He's very bossy, he's very domineering, he's very like, he tells her to shut up all the time, he cusses at her and all that kind of stuff when other people are around, because he's trying to have that persona as not to be messed with and not to show weakness and all that. So there's a lot of talk about that kind of stuff in this book, and I don't know if I'm really liking it all that much. There was a couple of scenes in here, especially the steamier scenes, that are very just like not my thing. But like I said, it's not terrible enough to where I'm gonna stop reading it because I want to finish it. It's a quick read. It's one of those books that I'm flying through like that. So yeah, that's my update. I'm not sure about this book. Maybe it'll get a little bit better. There's also like this plot twist in here where LaRue needs Ace's help, which is why she went back to the Predators, which is the motorcycle club that they're both in. And they are looking for this dude, so it's like a suspense part as well of the romance. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it ends up. But yeah, 50% into this book. I'll let you know when I finish it. I'm hoping to finish it today. Like I said, it's a very quick read, so I'll let you know. Hi, so here to update you on this card right here, the MC romance, the motorcycle romance. It's going to focus. Focus. Okay, it's not gonna focus. Anyways, I'm here to update you on this card right here and let you know that I ended up giving the Taming of LaRue 2.5 stars. So like I told you yesterday, there were some things that I did not like about the book, obviously. There's some things that I liked about the book. We'll talk about things that I did not like about the book and ended on a good note. So I didn't like their dialogue. I didn't like, between Ace and Mouse, didn't like their dialogue. Didn't like how they used sex as more of a way of, like, if they needed to talk about something, they immediately started, like, one of them would try to initiate sex instead of just talking about it and communicating. But in the book they said they communicated so well, but I did not ever see that on page. There were some really sweet scenes in here where Ace was helping Mouse with like working through some emotional things, like crying and stuff like that, and comforting her, but that was pretty much it. They didn't really ever talk about Mouse's internal thoughts that she had. She went through a lot of trauma in a very quick timeline. She went through a lot of trauma, and they just never really got to the root of that. And then we also saw something with Ace about his trauma from his childhood, but that was never talked about. It was like glazed over. It wasn't fleshed out or anything. I didn't feel like these characters were super fleshed out as a couple. As individuals, I thought it was done okay, but I just needed more from them as a couple rather than just seeing them bang all the time, you know? So I did like all the side characters. I thought that the side characters were more interesting than Ace and Mouse as a couple. I also thought that the business of the motorcycle group was very interesting, and I wanted to see more of that. We also saw where Mouse was wanting to open up her own dance studio, and we saw glimpses of that, but we never saw that come full circle. She is a dancer. She loves to teach people dance, and we saw like them painting and stuff like that, but we never saw the dance come together. So we might see that in the other books that are in the series, but I don't know because they're about other characters. But yeah, so it wasn't a well fleshed out novel to me. I wanted more. It was a little bit shorter. It was around the 250 page mark. And I think that it needed to be a little bit longer because the end like really sped through. And then something happened at the end, a trope that popped up that I did not like, and I did not like how Mouse handled the situation. I understood why she reacted the way that she did to it, but the way that she went about handling it, it just kind of put me off of her even more. And yeah, so individuals, I did like them for the most part. Together, not so much. So 2.5. So let's just run through these cards right quick. So we just talked about the MC romance. The nanny romance was Rafe, and I ended up giving that 5 stars. Absolutely loved that. Enemies to Lovers, that was the Talia Hibbert book. Ended up giving that one a 4.25. And then the football romance, and that was Intercepted, and I ended up giving that 4 stars, I believe. 4 stars, yeah. So overall, we had some really good books in this one. There's just one that was a miss, but that's okay. I think 3 out of 4 is a really good reading log. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read any of these books, and I will see you on the next video very, very soon. Bye!